and integrity in the best interest of the Shire. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. I would like to show the respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land and elders, past, present and future, on which this meeting takes place. Thank you, councillors. Great to see so many in the gallery. The election time coming up. Okay, application for attending meeting by video link.
Mr. Mayor,
Nil. Apologies, application for leave of absence by councillors.
I have an application for, apology from Councillor Lee Watts.
Right, just document there, Mr. Chairman, as you know, I'm going for surgery next week, but Councillor Burns and I, we're going to hold the fort between us. So that'll be fine. So we've got a mover, Councillor Watts. Move Councillor Clout, second Councillor McBee. All in favour? Against? Carried. Public participation. We have some here, councillors. We're going to SCR 06.1, the Environmental and Community Services Committee. DA number 158/2023, multi-dwelling housing development. I'm going to call Peter Stone, represent himself against the recommendation. To the mic, please. And Peter, you speak to late, you got 5 minutes. After 4, you'll hear the noise.
The 5 minutes starts
When you start, in 4 minutes, we'll give you.
as soon as I tell them.
Yep, thank you.
I said in the application I'm against the things I wrote about. I'm not actually against the condition itself. I just want the condition amended. It's a condition basically regarding the fencing at the rear of number 98 Mackenzie Street is where I want to reside. The planning, the item is privacy and enjoyment of outlook. And planning response was the development of the 3 dwellings will partially alter the outlook of the existing residents, particularly with those with views to the north. Proposed dwelling 3 will be approximately 15 metres in the rear of the dwelling at 98 and then downslope. Well, that's not entirely true. The land we're on is a lot higher and we'll be looking down the whole damn thing. I'm not against the development going ahead, but we've had 17 years of being whether I should have been or shouldn't been allowed. I've been maintaining that land directly behind on the 98, been mowing it. It looks like a mowed parkland. I've been treating noxious weeds. I've been parked a trailer there for 17 years. I've got wood storage. I've got unlimited access through a back gate up to the church. Sorry, I do mowing around the graveyards under the Anglican church. That will all be just taken away suddenly after so much time. I know it's. I really feel like I wish I could make an adverse possession claim against it. Just with a part of it, I've been really serious. That's not possible with the vacant land. There's not a shed or anything on it that I've been maintaining, so that's impossible. But what I really would like to see is the dwelling 3 is going to be just a couple of metres away. We've got a section in our backyard that's got a nice garden over. When we have friends over on the weekends, we sit out there, we have a couple of quiet drinks, a little bit of music going, and looking out on the when there's nothing there now, it's just nicely mowed and maintained. And I'd like to just block out this development together with not a 1.5 metre colourable fence, but the total cost of this is going to be $3,636,000 or something. It's $3.7 something million. If the department could just spend a couple more, maybe 1,000 or 2, and make that rear fence across the back of 98, say a timber fence with 4 metre high, 44 posts and rails or whatever, just completely block out when we sit there to go and look at it. we just don't want to look at it, and it's something we've just got to put up with. We're seriously considering what the market the way it is now. Just go there, we don't get approval for this fence. I just feel sorry for the people that put up with it in the future. I think I'm just about covered everything, but that is the main item today. Just please amend that, let us in on the make it a decent fence right across the back of 98. So we don't have to look in on the development, because it said in part of this thing that the 3 dwellings are going to be approximately 5.1 metres in height. Well, that's a lot, and we're already above that. Just in the pergola area, we'll be at 2 metres above the ground. Yeah, mainly, if that fence could be soundproof, that'd be great. Point two, just possibly 9 yard
Just stay there for a sec, councillor. Do you have any questions? No questions? You don't have to, councillor, can you? Okay.
Yeah, I will. And but if that was to be able to, that fence that guard there would be included in the would you be happy with the development then?
Yeah, well, the development's going to go ahead no matter what. But the very first step was its recommendation to approve it with the conditions of the consent, and this is the one of the conditions that I'd be really pleased with. The rest of it, I ran a 25-page submission with a lot of problems with that site. They didn't ignore it, I don't care it. But you know, the build a house like will still be on. That's their problem. But yeah, I'd love to see that fence 4 metres high, so I'll be really happy. Just clear a few more things.
No more questions, councillors? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll call on his thoughts. Representing the Teacher Housing Authority of New South Wales for the recommendation. Same, Danny, you got 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, council and councillors. Look, I'll briefly talk about the need for housing and our role. We Teacher Housing Authority provide accommodation for teachers across New South Wales. We're a statutory body, part of the New South Wales government. Typically do that in most occasions and occasions we have to security teachers. This is all about bringing teachers to the community. I think everybody that you've seen a few weeks ago, there was a piece that was run by the ABC about the absence of teachers and the impact that's having on the community and students in Merrill. So we're here providing that. This is a long-term hold parcel of land. It's 4,000 metres, and we have a number of vacant teaching positions in the city, in the town. We have 2 permanent positions vacant and 5 temporary positions vacant. We've been endeavouring to recruit, but one of the most difficult issues of the teacher licensing is the absence of accommodation. The Merrill market's very tight. There's very little accommodation in Merrill. There's currently 2 properties on the market. We're trying to secure those. We've got 7 positions vacant. So we're trying to secure this. This will add 3 new homes, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. The intended occupants are teachers. It's not a boarding house, they're teacher families, so we're trying to attack families and experienced teachers here. So there'll be a family in each of these homes. We anticipate. The development, we've done everything we can. It complies, it's signed R1 residential. We've designed to that, meets all the building codes and standards, zoning requirements, NCC requirements. So we've done everything. We're trying to minimise the impact on the adjoining neighbourhood, set it back significantly from the boundaries. We've included a significant amount of landscaping to minimise the human emission. But we don't envisage that there will be a nuisance to the area or just in regard to the fence. We're again following the code, it's an 1800 metre, we've agreed to 2 metre high paling fence. The code, the code, each code provides an 1800 metre fence. We don't anticipate, the need for a 4 metre. That's quite a structural piece of work. A 4 metre fence, it's a significant structure in itself. That's really on here to provide with an update that we can impact families, teachers to support the community school. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor, any questions? Councillor Burns?
Just one, Mr.
Other business.
Hello, Alan Bezos, thank you. How many properties are the teacher housing authority constructing at the moment
In town,
in New South Wales?
in New South Wales. We have a program over the next 4 years. In fact, this is year 2 of that program. We're delivering 221 new teacher homes throughout New South Wales.
And this is just 3.
Correct.
Thank you.
I just looked at,
Councillor McVee?
I'm actually I work for local school, which is not state school, but the biggest problem we have is attracting teachers because we can't find accommodation for them. So I think this is a very, very important thing to consider. Because it all bases down on whether we can't educate our kids, we're going to have an issue. So especially in our regional areas. So I'd like to thank you that this is actually happening in these regional areas because it's integral for our children.
Any other councillors? Councillor Williamson?
Thank you. Yeah, just on curiosity of design, is there a specific reason that the department has looked at a design where you've got sort of a strata type setup and not in a place like Mary Warland? Was it investigated that you do separate buildings which might later on be easily disposed of?
That wasn't part of our consideration. In fact, we rarely dispose of teacher housing. It's over 2,000 properties throughout New South Wales, in which we provide teacher accommodation. So no, it wasn't part of our consideration. We're trying to probably use the land and develop something that's going to be far more attractive than maybe something that we can sell an attractive and long-term occupancy by teachers, people for housing accommodation.
Thank you. No other questions, councillors? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, David, I missed you. Hang on, can you just?
Yeah, I just did have one question.
Sure.
So in your submission, so you guys have agreed to build a 2 metre high fence, is that what you're saying? Thank you.
Thank you.
Just clarifying.
Thank you. Okay, councillors, next on the participation on F06.1 is the delivery program 2022-2025 and operational plan 2024-25 is Ron Jeff Esdale for the recommendation. Ron, you come to the. Jeff, is Jeff with us? Wait. You, Jeff? You got the floor. You got 5 minutes, Jeff, as well.
I'm a bit hard of hearing, I'm an old geezer.
Ah,
My name's Jeff Esdale, I'm a resident of Scone, and I made a submission to the council regarding affordability of housing and so on. And I note in your summary that the council's already produced the land use strategy for the land that's available. They're developing expressions of interest and they've already met appropriate parliamentary representatives. However, up to this point, there have been no funds available. I would urge the council to continue to lobby state and federal governments and parliamentary representatives and any other influential people and organisations. I've been made aware in the last few days of what's called the Housing Australia Future Fund Facility and the National Housing and Port Facility, which in my opinion is worthy of an application. The current round of funding is closed, but advice is that further funding applications will be accepted in the third quarter of the year. The fund is specifically for affordable housing and the local government is specifically mentioned as an approved applicant. I continue to recommend that modular homes may be an option rather than the traditional dwelling that's been used. Recent surveys show that only 5% of Australian housing construction is of modular type. In Sweden, it's 80%. I have supplied to the General Manager the result of a research project that's recently conducted by the University of Western Sydney regarding modular housing, which may be of interest. As an alternative, are there options for local philanthropic people in the racing industry to be able to support? If so, perhaps a registered charity might have to be involved so the donor may be able to get a tax break for any funds made available. Is the Scone Avator JBS worth a try? I commend the council for the investigation to this point and urge the council to keep badgering as many sources of potential funding as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Just stay there for a sec. You might have some quick councillors. I can guarantee you, Jeff, that the General Manager and I have spoken to the politicians on many times.
Thank you very much.
And we'll continue to. Thank you. Okay, still on F06.1, delivery program is against the program is Warwick Pleasant. Dane Warwick, you get 5 minutes.
Thank you. Just bear with me, I do have a bit of a head cold for you guys. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good evening, everyone. I'm Warwick Clydesdale, I'm the president of the Scone Associated Agents, which is an association of 4 agencies who conduct the livestock sales of the Scone sales. The association has put in a submission against the council deed to lift the current fee to the sales by, I think it was originally $3 a head and now it's been changed to $2 a head. The current fee charged by the council per head is $22.50. That's currently, which is made up of $17.20 from the vendor and $5.25 from the agents. Now, over the last 4 years, the fees have increased as follows. In 2020, vendors were up 25.7% and the agent up 12.5%. 2022, the vendor 3.85%, agent 0. 22-23, 1.85% and 5.56%. But get this one, 23-24 last year, 25.45% and 10.53%. And now with at $2, that's another 9.2% for this year coming. We felt that the council had received more than enough over the last year. Reluctantly, the association has put forward to increase the fee by very generously 5% equating to $1.12 per head, which would be split accordingly with the agents and vendors. At our meeting last Friday, the view from council on our submission was rejected. For those who are not aware, the associated agents collects council's fees on it and leaving free of charge out of the goodness of our hearts. Shall the council agree to the $1.12 increase? We're happy to continue this relationship. So I think the council chooses to lift the fee by any fall, that our association will have to reevaluate our position on this, which will include collection fee. And we understand that the reports might show that staff are not meeting budget. We really do understand the agents, and more importantly, the reduced of the upper hand, have more than pulled their weight when it comes to the increase of fees. And from home, I don't feel the current management of the sales warrants any further increase due to the state of the pens. To go up and inspect the yards. You will see pens full of mud and water. Pens there are unusable. And I'm not just talking about the outside yards that are susceptible to the weather. I'm talking about pens 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Prime position selling pens. Right the first lane, right? Starts. And I picked this up on Friday with the GM, and I got a pretty ordinary response, which I won't go into. Now, we know that there's a push for online selling. We've pushed the stoplight system, which is the video system in the sales. You can understand why clients will offer a $9 a head fee on Auctions Plus compared to a now $18.75, so the council get us money. And just up the road, going up their current vendor fee is $11 a head. So all of them sitting at halfway, Willow Tree, where do you think they're gonna go? It's going to go cheaper where they're going. In the Scone side yard, it affects more than just cattle producers and us agents. It supports every business in Scone. From the carriers to the canning lady and the staff that are employed, it goes way further. You could grab in 700, you could fire a shot up the main street. You wouldn't hit them, that like scary. Because when the farms are doing it tough, the whole town doesn't tough. They don't go down to Oberon to buy a new tractor or a four-wheel drive Swansea. Or get some new work shirts from Barron's, or get their hair done with the hairdresser. The whole Shire is dependent on these yards, and it affects all of you, whether you believe it or not. Please don't let people away from the yard by increasing the fees by $2 or more. Please use some common sense, listen to our proposal, because we really don't want to go down the charging it. Thank you.
You want to stand there, councillors, any questions? Councillor McPhee?
Properties involved in sending their cattle to your yards. First of all, I think we have shown support when we actually rebuilt the yards, because without that you wouldn't have had any. So as much as I can see you're upset, I think you've also got to see that I, for one, have always supported sale yards. I think many of us have. Obviously, we need to work out those issues, but I think there's always got to be made sure that we as a council, I think this term, have always done our best to support the sale yards, because we do know what it does for our community. So I just wanted to get that.
Councillors, any other questions? Councillor Campbell?
Yeah, thank you, Warwick, and thank you for representing the agent. And yeah, I believe as councillors that we do recognise the importance of having a sale yards, and also good agents too. The difficulty I believe that we do have, and that is numbers. I suggest to you that comparing it to Gunnedah, which would be a long way further with freight, is not quite correct, because of the fact that they're yarding so many more here. And we'd love that to be yarded here at Scone. I think it would also change.
Councillor Campbell, I think it's under debate. Can you just ask a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Wasn't it was a statement. Anyway, yeah. Look, I'll ask the question. Where do you see these things, the costs and that sort of thing, landing for us to go forward with with the sale yard at Scone?
Well, the saying is you don't take your hand off the elbow. If you keep putting the feed up, you'll get less cattle. But I think it's shown. Things are already shown in the numbers.
A quick question, Warwick, you were talking about the collection fee. What would the collection fee be?
Look, we haven't had a lot of time to discuss it like we met with you guys on Friday. I went to the weekend, and today is probably our biggest day. So I've seen Stewie for 30 seconds as we walk in. So we haven't sat down. Obviously that takes a fair bit of going through to work out the admin side of that. But I would say that whatever the increase is, we'll have some bearing.
Thank you. You might there'll be further debate when we get to it, I imagine. Okay, no further questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, councillors. Going to our agenda, the confirmation of the minutes of ordinary council meeting held on the 27th of May 2024. Move councillor Burns, second councillor McKenzie. Any questions, comment, discussion? All in favour? Against? Carried. Mr. GM, disclosure of interest.
Nil received this man.
Nil received. Councillors, we've got somewhere here is a mayoral minute for the recognition of length of service, 40 years to Andrew Collins, and I believe Andrew is with us tonight. Well, Andrew, it's not as good as that is in your life. Okay, Andrew. In accordance with the council's policy recognition of long length of service, council will appropriately recognise staff with long periods of employment with the Upper Shire, including services with the former Shire, Scone, Merriwell and Marundi councils. Andrew, Barney, Collins, He's regarded as the all-rounder, jack of all. Barney started on the Merriwar Shire Council in September 1983 and became a permanent full-time in June 1984. Barney began working his first year doing box culverts in the Yulin Road and worked on the old wooden bridges. You're out of a job now, Barney, you haven't got many left. Repairs such as the Turul, Gungal, Munmara bridges in Caspers. Barney has also carried out drainage and pipe repairs and replacements, as well as new installations. He worked at the Merriwar Sewer Treatment Plant for a time and was involved with the construction of Collins Street subdivision, Merriwar, with all upgrades of sewer mains and drainage. Barney is a plant operator with such plant as backhoe, loader, excavator, tip truck, grader, roller, tar truck, water cart, not many more left, Barney. He's also been involved with loading trucks at quarries such as the old Belforce Quarry. He is still our head grave digger in Merriwar, which he has been doing for the past 30 years. Barney has been 30 years active on the all-call roster, as well as 30 years on the WHS committee and 10 years on the former Merriwar Council Consultative Committee. The sum of 40 years of Andrew Barney Collins' service with the council is, to say the least, an extremely hard task. He's not telling me nothing, Barney. He's always been a willing participant in any job and has particularly done everything in this council. Congratulations, Andrew, on your successful career so far and your achievements over the past 40 years plus. Thank you very much for your services. Wait, say something? Sure? Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Just get a handshake once.
Come over here. Yes. It's shy of this. Well done.
Hold on.
Thank you. He is. Okay, council, I'll move that from the chair. In favour? Against? Carried. We move over to page 11, the Environmental and Community Service. We're going to do this in 3 blocks, just for on dot point 2, councillors, where it says 58 Kelly Street. That's supposed to read 56. That's correct, Mr. Director. Just to note that, please. So someone got a mover of the dot point 1? Move councillor McPhee, second councillor Campbell. Any questions, comment? All in favour? Against? Carried. Dot point 2.
Move.
Move councillor Burns. Second, councillor Williamson. Questions, comment, discussion? Councillor Williamson.
Burnsy, were you removing that with the amendment for the 56 rather than 58?
Yeah, I thought it was picked up, sorry.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's been moved and second. All in favour? Against? Carried. Dot point 3, I should read them out, I suppose. Approved development application number 158/2023 for multiple dwelling housing at 100 Mackenzie Street, Merriwar, lot 1 DP 794672 and lot 1 DP 122484, subject to the conditions of consent in attachment 3. Got a mover with the attachments. Move councillor Campbell. Second, councillor Burns. Any questions, comment? Councillor Campbell.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Look, this has, just to correct this and make it very clear, the attachment 3 would include the extra height of that wall, what can we call it, a wall or a fence around, is that correct?
Through this meeting, yes, it's 2 metre of my current fence to the rear of number 98 Kennedy Street. Yes.
Any more questions, comment? All in favour of the recommendation? All in the affirmative, motion is carried. Over to page 32 is the Infrastructure Services Committee. Got a mover, councillor Campbell, second. Councillor McPhee, questions, comment, discussion? Nil, all in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 37, the Corporate Services Committee. Move councillor Williamson, second councillor Clout. Questions, comment, discussion? No, all in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 43, Community Advisory Committee of Aberdeen. Move councillor McPhee, second.
Seconded.
Councillor Burns. Questions, comment, discussion? All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 52, it's Community Advisory Committee of Marundi. Move councillor Burns, second councillor Clout. Question, councillor Mackenzie.
Yes, I'd like to be noted that I was an apology for that meeting, please.
That will be noted. You happy with that mover and seconder?
No, that's Maryville.
Oh, please.
Oh, sorry.
Please, everyone vote.
Just, we'll take all that away. Okay. No questions, comment on the Marundi?
No, we're on
Maryville, sorry.
CA 6.2.
Should be page 47, not 50.
I'll jump the page ourselves. Okay, Maryville, so we've got a mover and a seconder. Any questions, comment?
Yeah, I just, the second point there, which is, to basically go to Transport for New South Wales to push Maryville District Progress Association's point that the bypass alternative heavy vehicle route for Maryville be included, including the socio-economic impacts. This is exactly what council should be doing. We should be pushing that to the state to say, hey, what are you guys gonna do for us? Because they're quite happy to send it all down our way. You'll hear a bit later about cost shifting, ladies and gentlemen, if you're bored enough to stick around. But this is the type of thing that the state really needs to look at. Obviously, we couldn't afford to do a bypass like that, and it's not in our remit anyway.
Thank you, councillor Burns, so that just goes down to comment. Councillor Campbell, you pressing your button?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Only to reiterate what councillor Burns has said. Yes, look, this is while pros and cons of the bypass may be very good, but look, it's a state matter and a federal government matter. We should be just pushing it down, and you deal with it because we can't as a council.
Thank you, councillor Campbell. No more questions, comment? All in favour? Against? Carried. Now, councillor Mackenzie, we're over to page 52.
I'd like to be an apology, please, as I had registered one.
Okay, so note that councillor Mackenzie wasn't apology. Once we get a mover and a seconder, move councillor Clout. Got a seconder?
Second.
Councillor Burns. Now we'll add that apology in.
Thank you.
All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 57 is the Upper Hunter County Council Weeds Authority. Move councillor Campbell, second councillor Clout. Questions, comments, discussion? Councillor Williamson.
Yeah, I'd just like it noted, I'd like to bring to your attention, council, the concerns about the spread of long style feathergrass. It was prevalent in Aberdeen for quite some time on the old Meatworks site and has made its way on the road reserve. We're now seeing it in Scone, most notably along Barton Street there. It looks quite pretty. That was its job when it came along. It was an ornamental, but this grass greatly reduces the productivity of agricultural pastures. And I believe there should be a concerted effort to arrest it before the spread of this weed is has gone too far, which is obviously difficult to amend. So I would like it noted that we should be investigating this before it gets away.
Thank you, councillor Williamson. Sure, councillor Campbell, myself and councillor Clout on that committee. If you wish to drop one of us an email, we'll endeavour to chair that at the next meeting. Any questions, comment? All in favour? Against? Carried. Geez, I think we'll all enjoy, we might jump this delivery program and bring it at the end. Okay, councillors, page 64 is the delivery program.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move that council 1 adopt the amended delivery program 2022 to 2025 and operational plan 2024 to 2025 as per the tables attached to the report, with the sale yard fees amended to remove the incentive table and show full fees reduced from $25.50 to $23.62, being a reduction in vendor fees of from $19.75 to $18.25, and reduce the agent fee from $5.75 to $5.37 per head. Point 2, take the cost of additional subsidy of $67,000 excluding GST to the sale yards from the gravel road maintenance. And 3, give consideration to reducing community consultation meetings in 2025 due to the lack of participation by members of the community.
You got a copy of that, Robin, have you? Okay. Oh, well done.
There you go, we're organised.
Okay, we're all clear on that?
Yeah.
We have a mover, we have a seconder. We got any questions, comment? Councillor McPhee.
I'll open if that's all right.
Oh, right, sorry, councillor Burns, you can open.
Sorry, I'll just, the last point there I'll speak to, that, give consideration to reducing community consultation meetings 2025 due to the lack of participation by members of the community. Now, I've done some numbers here, Mr. Mayor. 24 staff hours were required just for the meetings themselves. So that let's work on the idea that staff will take about an hour to prepare. Then let's work on the fact that they will drive about an hour to get to most of the meetings, and then they have to drive back. So all up, that's about 150 hours, 150 staff hours that we're utilising on these projects. Now, here's the kicker. Only 46 people turned up out of 14,500 across the Shire. 46. There's what, 13? So a third of it is here today. Out of that, we got 16 submissions with only 89 items in those submissions. Of those 89, we had to scrap around 10 because they weren't to do with Shire or they were outside of budget scope. The idea that we spend this much time on doing these meetings and we're constantly in a barrage of we don't tell people things, or we're not transparent or anything like that. When you go to these meetings, as I went to a fair few of them, when you go to these meetings and people don't turn up, that's just so disheartening. So this is about cost saving. It's also about sanity and not doing something that we don't have to do when people don't turn up to it anyway.
Thank you, councillor Burns. Councillor McPhee.
Yeah, just going to the the point 1, I think it does show that we do listen and we do our best to work with the vendors, and I confirm with councillor Burns on the community consultation meetings when we're our staff are outnumbered, the people who are turning up. It actually shows that maybe there's another way that we need to do it. Maybe it's through social media, but we give people the opportunity to come and to ask questions. And people are not seeing that as an opportunity they want to take.
Thank you, councillor McPhee. Any more questions, comment? Councillor Williamson.
Yeah, now I think regarding the sale yard pricing there, I think we're very cognizant within the council group here that the majority of our ratepayers are rural ratepayers, and there's only so much that they get for their rates. One of these big items is the sale yard. I've used this sale yard extensively for many years, and I'm quite thankful for its presence and the reduction in transport that it enables. Happy to support the CPI figure here. Last year there was a large increase in price. It is an asset that we, the councillors, do get a lot of pressure on because it is seen as a business asset. But I think it's a strong quality asset, and it's vital for our farmland ratepayers. On the second point here, or the third point now, as much as we want to reduce costs and reduce burden of staff and minimise those effects to council, I think we have to make sure that we're cognizant that we have enough community touch points. I totally agree with other councillors and staff that the program that we've gone forward with the last few years has seen little result of community engagement, and perhaps I'll put it to staff that we do need to change this process. I would be concerned about reducing the process, but perhaps we look at it from a more innovative sort of way. Councillor McPhee did press on social media. That's always a good starting point, but we do need to be in the community and making sure that the community are feeling heard. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Dan, you wish to speak on the staff?
Yeah, just Mayor, through you to all the councillors, just in regard to the staff time taken to attend the presentations. I have reached out to a couple of other general managers and asked if they're doing similar consultation to us. We are by far and away exceeding every other council that I've spoken to so far. The norm seems to be no community face-to-face consultation. They're simply relying on websites, social media, and advertising, and relying on simply on receiving all comments through electronic means. We can continue, as I suggested, with doing some sort of face-to-face, but certainly reducing that, I think, would need to be considered if we're going to take this further in future years.
Thank you, Mr. Jam. I'm just going to make a quick comment, and of course it's going to be on the SAYARD's fees. I've been the council now for 12 years on the SAYARD committee. I'm very proud of what we've got on there, very, very proud, and I'll argue until the end. It's one of the great facilities, and we're so lucky to have it. Of course, it's got to be paid for. And having been sitting in the room many years ago, knowing the worst drought and everything else is going to strike us down with COVID and everything, I probably wouldn't have ever voted to move ahead. No good crying over spilt milk, it's there. We're going to make it work somehow. And I'm just going to give it myself. I'm back on council the next term. We're looking at the numbers very closely, and my view of it, and I'm going to document it in my own diary, will be if we're still sitting in the same position, unfortunately, we'll have no alternative but to look at other means. What means that will be, I don't know, but we've got to do justice to the debts. And but we have a great facility and extremely proud of it. And thank you to the agents. I do believe we're working better. We're trying to get our numbers up. We've got a budget, and I'm sure we've all had a little bit of a reality check now. We're all going to do a bit better if we can. So thank you for your support and thank you for your interest. Okay, councillors, we've got a mover, we've got a seconder. Councillor Burns, you don't wish to close off. There's a mover. Everyone's happy. All in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, councillors, over to page 82, making the rates and annual charges. A mover?
Move.
Move, Councillor Burns. Second? Councillor McPhee. Any questions, comment? All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 92 is determination of mayor and councillor fees for 2024-25.
Moved.
Move councillor Burns. Second councillor McPhee. Councillor Williamson, you're going to hit your button or?
Robin, can't close the door, sorry. I must just ask them to be quiet, please.
So councillor Burns has moved as is.
And that's, sorry, is that for the three recommendations there?
The three up together, yes.
Now, how would I address that to separate of number 3? Because I would move an amendment that we don't change the fees for councillors and mayor, but we do retain superannuation. Suppose I would leave that as an amendment.
You got to pay superannuation anyway.
It's legislated that superannuation will be paid based on whatever the council adopts. So if you reduce the councillor fee, the superannuation will be reduced for us.
So you wish to, we've got a mover and a second as is, you can say, put something in the background for,
Yeah, well, in that case, I'll foreshadow that we retain our current 2023-24 rate of councillor fee and 2023-24 mayoral fee.
thank you, so that's a foreshadow, we're going to deal with the motion now. We've got a mover and we've got a seconder, so councillor Burns and councillor McPhee moved the original. Got to vote on that. Unless there's more questions or comment. So I'm going to put the vote, the recommendation as is. Councillor Campbell, what?
To me, yeah, look, I just think this is premature. Trying to increase the council consensual rate to councillors and mayoral. That it should be left up to the new council, and I think that it's just as I say, it's just, I just believe it's just premature. That's all. I'm not saying that it's not warranted because a lot of work goes in, but I just think at this stage, I think it's just it shouldn't go ahead.
Yeah, councillor Burns, you're closing off.
Yeah, I'll close it out. Mr. Mayor, everyone else is getting pay rises. I'm not saying that everyone else works as hard as we do. But the work that councillors do has to be recognised by the community. We've got an election coming up in a few months. If we don't value ourselves, how is the community going to value us? You know, we put in an effort that no one else knows. Our families know, they see it, but no one else knows. And you know, the people that I talk to, they're very quick to say, "Oh, it's a thankless task." That's the thank you. That's what you get. And essentially, we're out there. We're trying to find people to run. It's been a bit tough. Not that people have been scared off. I'm not saying that they're going to run because of the money, but it certainly can't hurt.
Thank you, councillor Burns. So as we've got a foreshadowed sitting in the back, I'm going to put the motion as is. Those in favour of the motion as is. We've got councillor Burns, councillor Clout, councillor McKenzie and councillor McPhee for as is, and those against, councillor Colson, councillor Williamson and councillor Campbell. So the original recommendation is passed. Thank you. Okay. Page, no, we've got this, I think I've got this in the right page. Yeah, the extra one, everyone got a copy of the internal loan from water to sewage fund, F6.4. Got a mover?
I'll move it.
3 point recommendation, councillor Burns, second councillor Campbell. Question, comment, discussion.
I'll open it up, Mr. Mayor. So just for those playing at home, it's important to understand that this is a timing issue. It is not a financial issue. So we need to move some money around because the state and federal government hasn't paid us yet. They've decided that they're going to hold on to a little bit of cash for a little bit longer and make their coffers a little bit bigger. But we've had to utilise this money from our restricted assets to pay for things that are happening at the moment that the federal and state governments have said that they're going to pay for. We've got funding deeds, they are signed. So the money's ours, it's just they haven't actually handed it to us yet. So it's the allowance that you get, it's acquaintance allowance, they just haven't given us the money yet. It is coming, it's guaranteed, so everyone just take a deep breath. Haven't lost it, it's still there, we just have to go through this process for an accounting issue.
Thank you, councillor Burns. Any questions from you? All in favour? Against? Motion is carried. Go back to page 135, establishment of Aberdeen Investment Committee. Move councillor McPhee, second. Councillor Clout, comment discussion. Councillor Burns.
Sorry, can I just move an amendment to the movement? That put in abatement the council representatives until the new term.
Yep, happy mover and seconder?
Yep.
Yeah, great idea. All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 157 is the Rural Hall Organisation Grants 2024. One hall there, the Windsor Community Hall. Got a mover. Move councillor Clout, second councillor Williamson. Questions, comment, discussion? Move. All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 162. Yep. Lost a couple markers there. 162, the Liverpool Range Wind Farm Planning Agreement.
Move it with an addition.
Moved with an addition, councillor Burns.
Point 1 will be that. Point 2 will be that council creates a 3x5 committee in the new term to deal with this finance.
Yep. Seconder,
Second.
councillor Campbell.
Can you take it? No,
Any questions, comment, discussion?
well said.
Got a little,
Oh,
I think we might have gone a little far. I think there are certain requirements around our establishment of 3x5 and connection with other councils, is that correct?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I guess there is another step to this. If the opposite set by council that goes back to the developer. We then draft a planning agreement, come back to council. The detail will be in that agreement. So council gets down with that at that point before it goes on to the exhibition. So there's an opportunity at that time to add in specific detail like that.
The reason that I've put that in there, Mr. Mayor, is so that while we're doing the negotiation, we put this in there, then you don't have to come back to council. You can just know that that's all.
I think it'll come back.
Oh, it'll come back to council
anyway,
so
so yeah, that's
what we're saying, negotiating.
Through Mr. Mayor, I would suggest maybe the wording that the 3x5 committee be established in the minister.
Happy with the word.
Happy with that? Let's move councillor Burns, second councillor Campbell,
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
councillor Williamson.
I did have a comment, but I thought I'd just interject if I saw the concern on the director's face. This is a bit of a dog's breakfast. The res has caught the state government completely by surprise. Now, this was originally, a deal was struck here originally in 2019 that we paid, that we were paid as a community $3,000 a tower. At the same time in 2019, the International Finance Corporation were flagging that these developments required a community enhancement fund. much to what has been drafted in December of 2023 by the state government in the form of an energy benefits scheme. Now, the discussions for 5 years in the background have been that the expected revenues for community enhancement funds should be somewhere between $500 and $2,000 per megawatt. Now, we've had guidance through the energy benefits scheme that of $850 per megawatt for solar installation and $1,050 per megawatt for wind installations, as we're seeing through this negotiation, which is going to be a terrific asset to future generations for a term of 30 years. So we don't take this lightly. This is $1,050 per megawatt, or I think the figures come back to $227,000 per year, CPI adjusted. And so I think, to me, the figure that we've been given is ad hoc. It's on the rush. Victorians are looking at about $1,500 per megawatt. It is concerning, and I know this is not really the space to talk about it, probably because we've been given parameters by which we can actually negotiate with these. But it is concerning that state government is running this ad hoc. They need to do better, and we need greater security about how these projects are going to progress. They are catching up, and I commend what work has been done in the last 12 months, but a little bit too little too late. They really need to keep driving on, and we need proper investment out here. The western areas here are going to be terribly disrupted for quite a significant amount of time. And quite frankly, Sydney don't care. Sydney does not give two hoots. And so $1,000 per megawatt, which is fantastic compared to what we were agreed to last time, is the bottom end of the figures that are being discussed around Australia and around the world. So I think it is really concerning. Positive that we're going to get this investment into the regions. Positive for our western region of Upper Hunter, but I think it's very ad hoc. And although I'll be supporting this so we can move forward, I would have liked to have seen bigger figures.
Thank you, Councillor Williamson. Just put that in for comment. I might just make a comment. Probably agree, Councillor Williamson, you are picking up quite a bit of money, Mr. Director, from road repairs and et cetera. So, okay, thank you. No more quick, Councillor McPhee.
Okay, this has been going on since 2019, and as Councillor Williamson was saying, that things have been modified. We've got blades are bigger than they were supposed to be at the beginning. They've decreased the number of turbines. They've amended infrastructure. They've reduced their area of the development corridor. I mean, the whole thing here, in my view, and I agree with what Councillor Williams said, does not sound like there's actually a fixed plan. I will be voting for this because it does, if it ever goes ahead, it means it will benefit Shire. It does also, part of it, they will be maintaining roads if this ever gets off the ground. But I'm just very concerned about the way that this whole thing has been handled by the state government. It seems like they're pushing it to get it approved without any idea of really what it's going to look like at the end.
Thank you, Councillor Williamson. Councillor Clark.
I'd just like to point out that there was obviously a government that did legislate them all this back in. There was actually a government in 2015, and it wasn't the current government, so maybe they should have done some background work too. Just a comment.
Yeah, councillor, good debate. So all in favour? Motion is carried. Over to page 166.
There's another copy of what blurb you can have.
Yes, compulsory acquisition of land adjacent to Maryville sewage treatment plant. Moved councillor Burns, second councillor Campbell. Any questions, comment, discussion? Councillor Campbell.
Mr. Mayor, look, this has been going on, as we know. It's a shame that someone from the outside came into our shire and just won't cooperate and give us the access that is so vitally needed. Anybody that drives down there will see that it's not going to, it will enhance that particular block of land. And I certainly agree that this should go ahead with post haste.
Thank you, councillor Campbell. No more comment, question? All in favour? Against? Carried. Over to page 170, the notice of motion, on-call booking system for bulky waste collection. The mover?
Yeah.
Move councillor Burns, second councillor Clout. You wish to speak, councillor Burns?
Yeah, we'll just explain this a bit. It's, this is about taking away the, existing way that we do our bulky waste, which is, in my opinion, a disaster across the Shire. We end up with treadmills and TVs stuck out the front for weeks, if not months, making the place look untidy, and it's not befitting the upper hunter. So this is about creating a system where you ring up, you book in, and there'll be processes that have to be followed. But essentially it'll be a year-round thing, in my opinion, or in my thoughts anyway. Obviously staff will have to bang this one out, but it's not going to stop anyone from being able to utilise it. If you don't have a ute, if you're a little old lady or a little old man, you'll still be able to utilise it. It's not going to change. It's the only thing that's going to change is when it's administered and how it's administered. The areas won't change, so you know we still won't be going out to farms. We'll work on that one. We'll have to find some money from somewhere, but we'll have to figure that one out later. But this isn't a voucher system; it's a booking system.
Thank you, councillor Burns. Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, look, I think that it sounds very good, but I'm just concerned that perhaps some of the items that will still be put out there ready for pickup and not being taken away. And I don't know just how that's going to be overcome. I think that the idea is good. It'll be great to come out and pick out some stuff that's at our farm. You'd have to bring a big truck. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, councillor Campbell. No more questions, comment, all in favour? Okay, sorry, councillor Williamson.
Maybe I shouldn't, but anyway, I will. I have done a little bit of talking around on this point with quite a few residents. Thank you, councillor Burns, for some clarity around the issue. I'll put forward my thoughts, although it addresses the issue of perhaps the unsightly nature of the bulky rubbish pile that we see. I don't think this is beneficial to those that appreciate the service as a whole. The mere appearance of the bulky waste on household home fronts alerts other residents to the forthcoming collection date. For those that work with the contractor, it is often an opportunity to participate in a workforce that they would otherwise struggle to achieve elsewhere. And for those that scavenge through the items, I hold that it's an Australian tradition of yesteryear, destroyed by the nature of council tip regulation. And it does offer the opportunity for some in our community to collect items of need when others may have rejected them. And so, from the tradition of bulk waste scavengers, cannot support this motion.
Good on you. Councillor Williamson. So. Love it. Love it. We have a move and a second. Any more questions, comment? All in favour? Carlton, Burns, Campbell, Clout, Mackenzie and McPhee for, and councillor Williamson against. Motion is carried. Okay, councillors, that's the end of our open council. Someone like to move us into confidential? Move councillor Clout, second councillor Mackenzie. All in favour? Against? Carried.